Life's Inferno, Lesson 11. Jacqueline, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here. You know, it's funny, I got this little football thing going on, but the bottom line is we went from a tied game at one point to a lot of, bashing, and then all of a sudden something changed. So literally, you could say perhaps that the Seahawks, like the Phoenix, rose up out of the ashes. Isn't that a metaphor for this lesson as well?
Thank you, Pat. It's always wonderful to be here with you. You know, when we fall into darkness, when we fall into the ego, when we fall into not seeing the light that we really are, we fall into the inferno of life.
You know, I wanted to really talk to this particular lesson because we have so many things that we can point to that we describe ourselves in our lives as being an inferno. You know, everything from relationships ending to friends disappointing us, and you say here, once you have one negative thought, inevitably they begin to multiply, supporting the initial emotion that created it. I want to just end this lesson with this, which is also in the book. To embrace our fears and our shadows, to forgive and love, we must let go of all lower emotions and focus on the light. This is how we step out of life's inferno. But stepping out of life's inferno, may not be the end of it. It may be the beginning. And hence, lesson, I love it, loving it, loving lesson 12, masquerade. The world is a theater curtain behind which they hide the deepest secrets. And you go on to say about this, really thinking very hard about, thinking about the masks we all wear. Here's what you say. Life is a grand stage where humans appear. Seconds and minutes pass, turning into years. Civilizations leave their footprints. Every action we make leaves an energetic print. We are actors and actresses in a great theater of life itself. We are here to discover the reality of love. Love needs no mask. Wow. So please lead us on the journey into this lesson, if you would.
Yeah, it's just amazing that there are so many things that we need to be aware of. And one of those things are the false identities, those masks that we use to cover ourselves and feel more comfort. But deep within and behind the mask, we are crying. That laughing mask is just to avoid others of judging us. And how many times we hide behind them knowing, but how many times we hide behind them not knowing.
Hidden behind a mask, we believe that our lives can be more colorful, can be happier. But you also go on to say true happiness needs no masks. How do we lift the veil? What are the consequences, Jacqueline, if we decide not to take off our masks? What are the consequences?
Well, the consequences are that as humanity, we're going to lose the opportunity of being reborn again, Pat. We're in a time where vibration is in its highest point, and we're living now times of changes in reality. So in this time, if we decide not to be part of awareness and consciousness, and it starts within us, peace starts within me.
I want to ask you this question because this is, for many of us, we put on different hats. And I think we get confused with the idea of putting on different hats with the idea of wearing different masks. You can be an artist and also an author and writer, but that's different than the mask. So I want to talk about that a little bit because I think this is really the conversations we have with ourselves that take us down a path we don't want to go, especially because of what you say in this lesson. Love is our ultimate source of abundance. And boy, I'll tell you, that is a powerful statement to make. But it's also important for us in terms of the masquerade, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Because when we are part of the masquerade, we limit love because we are limited.
And how does that limitation, affect the journeys that we each go on?
Well, that's exactly what we're here for, to realize that if I am part of a masquerade, part of me is not happy. And if I'm not happy, whenever I'm not happy, Pat, the first thing I ask myself, okay, stop. What's going on in my life that I'm not happy?
Yeah.
And then I start analyzing. Is it something I'm lacking? Is it something I truly need? Or I'm not being faithful to myself? I'm not, whenever, how many times we fall into saying yes when I mean no, and that doesn't make us happy. Because trying to make other people happy through losing our own happiness